Hello everyone, it is Wednesday, November 18th, 2020. Of course, today was New Comic Book Day, which means right now today is New Comic Book Video time. My voice is messed up because I'm feeling under the weather, so just kind of bear with me. It's very late here, but I wanted to try to get the video out because I was getting messages from everybody asking when the new video came out, so here's the video. I'm going to show the stack of books I got, and then I picked up a game, and then I had some vintage books I've picked up the last week and a half that I'm going to show because everybody loves the vintage. So it's a big video today. So let's jump right into the books. First book from Marvel, Immortal Hulk 40. The only one I picked up was the Scotty Young. I like Scotty Young stuff. It makes me laugh, and this was no different. Hulk right there, feeling a little blue. Venom 30. Right here. Yep, Venom 30. And then... did I have another Venom? I guess not. This was I picked up. This one came out last week. This is Amazing Spider-Man 52. I just thought the cover was really cool on that, so I picked one up. One of the new Spider-Man storylines that came out today. Every time I say it, people say, "Hey, you said it wrong." So I'm not going to say. I'm just going to show you the book. Number 1, cover 1. The first cover I'm going to show. There's that there. Kind of a cool retro cover right there. I thought that kind of looked like retro the way it was on the cover. Probably my favorite cover right there. Really nice looking cover. And last but not least, the all black cover. And then a book that was selling really, really good. I can't think of the character's name off the top of my head. Again, I'm not feeling 100%. This is Star Wars Darth Vader number 6, second print. Right there. They were blowing off the shelves. Some shops only got a few copies, and they sold really quickly, so I was very lucky to get one of those. There's that there. And that was one of the video hot take books, or one of the books that I talked about that was going to be picked up. Right on to DC now. Looney Tunes number 257, strictly a cover purchase only. There is that there. Just makes me laugh. I love Elmer Fudd, love Bugs Bunny, love the Looney Tunes. I used to watch the old Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show in the 70s. For those of you who are my age, you probably remember that. Catwoman 27B cover. Nice, beautiful cover right there. Dark Knight's, excuse me, Dark Knight's Metal number 5. And this is Dark Knight's Metal number 5. This character here is the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Diana Prince, a Batman Wonder Woman combo. You can kind of see some of the Batman stuff on her sword and stuff, kind of the helmet a little bit. That's kind of the Wonder Woman looking helmet right there. Just kind of a cool looking concept book right there. So I picked one of those up. Batman 103. There's that. And Batman 103B cover. Harley and Clown Hunter have a little scrap in this book right here. So I'm looking forward to reading that. Another book that came out last week. American Vampire 1976, book 2. We'll see how this one is. And another book that came out last week that I just picked up because I thought the cover was kind of cool. Kind of reminds me of a 50s romance book. This is Green Lantern Season 2, number 9. Right there. One of those, young romance novels right there. There it is. And now into the Independents. Very, very good day for Independents. First one we're going to show, Children of the Grave, number 1 from Scout Comics. From IDW, Sea of Sorrows. Right here, with you got the diver right there and a real wicked looking character in the water. If I saw that in the water, well, I probably wouldn't go in the water ever again. Devil's Red Bride from Vault Comics, book number 2. 2 covers on this one, only picked up the one. I enjoyed the first story. I'm looking forward to the second one. Zombie Tramp 75, cover 1 right there, Look in the Glass. And then I picked this one up because this is a Jaws homage right there. If you remember the original movie poster, the girl on the water skis with the Jaws coming up behind her, So I definitely grabbed one of those. Next up, from Scout Comics, Frank at Home on the Farm. Looking forward to reading this one. I had a couple people who I know who read it, said it was really, really good, so I am looking forward to that right there. Scout Comics. Ice Cream Man, number 21. Cover A. Cover B. Book there. Looking forward to this one. This is IDW. Book that came out a while ago. I was able to finally get them. This is Dryfoot, number 1 from Mad Cave. There's cover A. Kind of an 80s Miami Vice type of thing, a drug ring, things like that. So there's cover A. And the one I was very excited to find today in my box is the cover B, the Scarface homage of Dryfoot, number 1. The Scarface homage right there, so I was all over that, obviously. Love Scarface, although I do prefer the 1931 Paul Muni version of Scarface rather than the remake by Al Pacino. Still, both are really good movies. I just think that the 1931 version is a little better. Something is Killing the Children, number 12. Again, blowing off the shelves. There was a 1 in 25 that came out on this, and people were just going crazy for it. The book is just red hot. It's a great story, probably story of the year is what it's ultimately end up going to be. And then another one, they call this the blank variant, sketch variant. I don't know how that's a sketch variant because you can only do a little sketch right here, but still kind of a cool concept, like the blood on there. And there was that. Oh, finally, the last independent book I got, I was only able to get B covers. Around the city here, the books were shorted. They were shorted. But this is A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, number 1. There's that there. Very excited to get this one here. If you don't know the concept of this, it's a vampire who lives in a town. It's an original Iranian movie, I believe it was, but it has like 96% on Rotten Tomatoes. And everybody who lives in that town is basically pimps, hookers, drug addicts. How do you think she feeds herself? There you go. And that's got TV written all over it. So already selling in the $20 to $25 range online. So really, really cool. Before we show some vintage, picked up a game. Just something for the collection. I'm not going to open it up or anything. This is Friday the 13th, Horror at Camp Crystal Lake board game. There's that right there. And you have kind of the back box right there. There's that. And then just, kind of the same all around on the 4 corners right there. So had to buy that when I saw it. So there was that. And then the last couple weeks, I was able to pick up some vintage books from my friend Brian at Cosmic Comics and my friend Joe at Fire Force Comics at the Indoor Swap Meet on Charleston. The Bonanza Indoor Swap Meet on Charleston, they call it. If you haven't been there, stop by and see him. He has a huge selection of vintage books. Nothing in the high grade level or the area, but has tons and tons of vintage. If you're looking for that stuff in the 3.0 to 6.0 range, he'll take care of you right there. He's a super nice guy. Stop by, see him over there at Fire Force Comics. Tell him Dan sent you. And then he's just a good dude. Joe's a really good dude. So some of the books I picked up right here. This is Incredible Hulk 130. I don't know if I showed this one already. I might have, but I'm going to show it here anyways. Incredible Hulk number 130. I know these for sure are brand new. This is Commandy, Last Boy on Earth, number 7. This is a 9.0. Right there. Beautiful, beautiful book. Very undervalued book. It's a good storyline. And there was always rumors going on that they were going to do something with it that they just never did. Pick this one up here. This is from 1971. This is Fear, number 3. A Kirby Ditko cover. Doesn't get any better than that. And art. And art. 6.0. Right there. And this is another one of those where, it's tough to get that really square-bound spine. So beautiful, beautiful book. Presents very, very well. Next up from 1970, Thor number 183. I graded this a 6.5. This is Doctor Doom. There's that right there. Beautiful cover. And again, people always say, oh, they look like they're a higher grade. I'm a very accurate grader, so if I tell you this is what the grade is, that's what the grade's going to be. Next up, Thor 190 5.0. This is from 1971. This is a Buscema cover right there, really nice. Another book I picked up from Joe. This is Ghost Rider number 8 from 1974. I graded this a 7.0. This is a Gil Kane cover, and Sliver becomes Inferno right there. Really nice, cool cover. I used to love the Ghost Rider storylines when I was a kid because the covers are really cool, and like we talked about in previous videos a few times, when you're a kid going to the old 7-Eleven or the newsstand, don't lie, you bought the cover, you bought the book based off of how cool the cover looks. Ghost Rider had really, really cool covers, so I always bought Ghost Rider. Next one I picked up, this is from 1976. It's an origin story. This is The Secret Society of Supervillains, number 1, 8.5. Really nice looking book right there. It's a number 1, so why wouldn't you grab it? Next up, from 1970, 5.5. This is The Mighty Thor 182, another Doctor Doom cover right there. Really, really nice. From 1968, a Kirby cover. This is Thor 152 4.0. There's that there. And the last of the vintage books we're going to show is another Kamandi, number 17, very fine, 8.5 from 1974. This is Kirby art and cover. Looking really nice right there. Again, beautiful Mylar, makes a book absolutely pop. So those were the books we picked up. There was a ton of books today. Luckily, I had a little bit of money that I'd been saving up, so I was able to pick up everything that I got. Because the rumor around is that the governor of Nevada is thinking about shutting down the state again. If he shuts down the state, then no one's going to be able to buy books, and it would be the worst thing possible for the state if that in fact happened. So there's that. As you know, DC, we've talked about this. DC is in the process of rebooting certain storylines again, and most of their stories are coming to an end. But DC is also in some financial trouble. If I'm not mistaken, AT&T owns DC. AT&T is a numbers crunching industry. They could care less whether comic collectors want their books. If it's not profitable, they're going to find a way to cut the fat. DC has gone through a huge layoff. They've let a lot of their staff go, a lot of artists, a lot of writers are jumping ship, and that can mean one of either two things. Number one, those writers aren't going to do anything, or they are going to jump over to a lot of these independent companies that are doing fantastic books, which is going to make those books and those stories stronger than they already are. I mean, if you get a good artist and you get top-notch artists that are working DC, Marvel, and you get good story writers for those companies, and you start putting them with some of these smaller companies, Mad K, Boom Studios, IDW, and you put them on some of these books where they come out with their own ideas, sky is the limit. Independents have been dominating the marketplace for the last few years now. On this channel, I and a lot of the viewers are huge independent fans. So I always buy a lot of the independents because I just think there's better value for the money. They don't hit you with a lot of those $7.99 books, those $5.99 books. For the most part, $3.99, $4.99. Again, Spawn $2.99, which is a really good bang for the buck because Spawn's had some really good storylines coming out here. And of course, McFarlane is always trying to, get value for the collector that he purchases something there. So if DC shuts down and closes, it's going to be Marvel and independents. Marvel hasn't had a ton of really good storylines. They're coming out with a lot of, different stuff. But, we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see where the direction is. But again, if they shut down, what are you going to do? People aren't going to be able to buy their books if they're not working. That's not going to affect everybody, but it's going to affect a lot of people. This is a casino-driven industry here in the state of Nevada. And if you shut down the casinos, you shut down the working population, and not every casino is going to continue to pay their employees for not working, which means now you have to really tighten the belt. You have to kind of come up with ways to make money. And that's where a lot of people ultimately have to start selling their collectibles, whether it be comic books or whatever they collect to try to make money to pay their bills. And the people who aren't being affected by the shutdown are the ones who reap the rewards on that. So there is that. I've made some comments about the books that I recommend. I'm going to continue recommending independent books. I'm kind of stay away from the Marvel and the DC stuff right now, but I will start recommending, 2 months down the road, a month and a half down the road, independent books that I think are going to be really, really good. Again, I have a pretty decent track record as it comes to independent books, so a lot of you have stated that in the videos and by sending me messages in the videos, so I appreciate that. That's pretty much all we have time for today. Kind of ran a little slow, and again, I'm not feeling 100%, so thank you for kind of hanging with me while I rambled on. So if you're a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much. If you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Hit the little bell on the bottom so you can get notifications when I put up a new video. And that's pretty much all we have right now. So I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great day. And again, thanks for watching.